It is the award-winning InWheelTime car talk show. Just ahead, we're going to have our story of the week.
Right.
Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mr. Morris has This Week in Auto History. And I'll have the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. There he is over there. See him waving?
There he is.
Uh-huh.
I see you.
We have more Jeff Zekin, as always. And Chief Engineer David Ainsley is out today running errands and going to school. What?
He's schooling them errands. When
I don't know what he's up to. I won't be around tomorrow. Okay, fine. Go. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today.
That's what we say to Mike. Go on, it.
Yeah, we do. We do say that.
We do.
So I thought that I would start this segment off with a different kind of story. Of course, that's why it's the story of the week.
Gather round.
Gather round, children. This is a story from Automotive News that I thought was worthy to repeat here on this show because we can have a little talk about it. A Detroit boat propeller business.
All right. I'm in.
Boat propellers.
Boat propellers.
Okay.
Propellers.
It was drowning in months-long manufacturing lead times until Ford Motor Company did something unusual for a global automaker, and that is it became the startup's supplier. You're going, what? It's the sort of collaboration Executive Chairman Bill Ford wanted to happen at Michigan Central, a mobility campus centered around a former train station the automaker restored. You're familiar with this. Mm-hmm. This is a story
Central Station, yeah.
Yeah, that they made headlines because they moved out of the old Ford building in Dearborn and moved everything down to the train station. Mm-hmm. And so, at any rate, I scattered brain here for a moment. Sharrow Engineering established its headquarters last May next door at New Lab, an innovation hub working to pair entrepreneurs with the industrial and engineering know-how of the Motor City. A first-of-its-kind partnership between Ford and Sharrow centered on a 3D sand casting supply agreement. It's radically changed the trajectory of the boat propeller business, according to founder and CEO Greg Sharrow. He says it's game-changing. Now we're going from 130 days to 3 days to get our steel.
Wow.
In other words, lead time for customers was reduced from an entire boating season to just a few days, a sales windfall for the startup. For Ford, it was just a matter of plucking the right design from its expansive manufacturing catalog. And I want to say that Ford is also talking to the U.S. government regarding building things, they didn't say what, for the military.
Call them widgets.
The Ford-Sharrow partnership goes back nearly a year. Greg Sharrow, who launched his reduced vibration boat propeller. It's weird looking.
Yeah, I know. It's actually a very, very unique design.
He launched this thing in 2012. Certainly, he had the best product in the industry, but it had a big problem. He couldn't make them fast enough. The entrepreneur happened to hear from a New Lab employee about an opportunity to connect with Ford engineers, the kind of chance encounter New Lab exists to create. Within minutes of that first conversation with Ford, an engineer offered Sharrow a solution: 3D sand casting, which merges traditional metal forming with additive manufacturing. Right then, a partnership formed, minus the red tape and protracted talks typical when a small company seeks business from an auto giant. After months of fine-tuning, Ford launched production of the castings at its advanced manufacturing center in nearby Redford and had scaled to 100 per week. After Ford produces the castings, they are sent to one of a handful of local foundries and filled with metal. From there, they're shipped to Sharrow Engineering's plant in Harper Woods in Metro Detroit to be machined, polished, and shipped to customers. Partnership involves a standard supply agreement in which Ford generates revenue by fulfilling purchase orders from Sharrow Engineering. And more manufacturers, especially the Detroit 3, are getting into this sort of thing because clearly the competition in building cars is getting more and more intense.
Couple of things on that. I know exactly where that plant's at. It's at North Beach Daily Road in Redford, Michigan. I know it well. I see future recalls and propellers with Ford. That's what I got out of the story.
Well, Ford does have a problem with recalls, and we're all well
But I
aware
think
of
that's
that.
a great idea. And then looking at the photo that Don had of that, it's very, very high tech, very spacey type propeller. I mean, it's very,
It's
very,
weird looking.
yeah,
It looks almost like a bow,
yeah, it does.
and it's three
Yeah.
wings of it
Hmm.
that run this thing through the water, and
Like a paper clip, three times spread out.
kind of
Paper
like
clip.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
thing I
very
find
different.
real interesting is that the big three or the automobile world has always dealt or they've developed a just in time mentality. You know, they buy
Hmm.
their parts from suppliers that come in every day because they need them for this day. And it almost seems like they're turning around and now doing some of that for other people. That same mentality. We can do it in 3 days when you order it.
Well, yeah,
And
from
just like they
180.
get
Yeah, well,
right.
they've got the connections, they've got the suppliers. So all they got to say is, "Hey, who is it that makes our castings, our aluminum castings?" Well, go to that guy and say, "Hey, look, we've got a deal here. Would you be interested in doing that, partnering with us?" And they said, "Sure," because it's more volume for them,
Yeah.
more money
Sure.
for
Yeah.
Very
everybody.
space age looking.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the future of the auto industry is not going to be just automobiles. I think that it's going to have to be for them to survive and to have operating cash to actually get into other businesses.
I've got another idea with
Well,
this. Just came across. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, do you think then that they may revert back to supplying some of their own parts, like starters or something? Go back to doing that?
I don't think that they're going to do that. I don't, but because they've got other people that can build the stuff. I don't think that they're going to, do anything like they're not going to start making manifolds. They're going to give that to somebody else
Yeah.
over there.
Brand it with us. Yeah.
Right. They're not going to make wheels. They're not going to make glass. The Rouge River plant there for Ford in Michigan, they used to have their own glass
Oh yeah.
plant on the property.
Everything was made.
Everything
On
was
that.
there
Yeah.
on the property. Because have you been to the Rouge River, Mike?
Uh, One time, just
Yeah. And it was. I think that we might have been on that same trip, but the property up there is massive, and you're going, what in the world do they need all this for? Well, they
Everything.
needed it because they built the entire
So the ore
car
coming
there.
in and yeah, all that.
Yeah,
Now,
all of it.
here's the other thing I see: Ford propellers. I see flying cars in this using that propeller. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Ford's getting into it. They got rid of the EV stuff. Now they're getting into flying cars with their new propeller. You watch.
or maybe they'll build boats to kind of put the propellers on.
Yeah, could do that too. That'd be a start.
Is there some smoking stuff around here somewhere? I don't know what these guys are
Secondhand
doing.
smoke blowing through.
Secondhand smoke. That's
It's
what it
coming
is.
from Neaterville.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a
that
swamp
would- that-
fire going on over
There
here.
you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I thought it was an interesting story, but I see these auto manufacturers getting more diversified in what they are capable of doing and helping people like this guy here
General
Well, and
Motors.
generate revenue, generate cash income
outside of
some way or another.
outside
Yeah.
of the auto industry. Yes, exactly. And because they have the capability of building anything really. I mean, look at World War
True.
II. I mean, all of the car manufacturers moved into building airplanes and all of the support stuff, Jeep, all of that.
And the what's the process where they oh gosh, where they make the beads and it fills up? What's that? Dang, I just lost my train of thought.
Beads.
Where you can they put it in a machine and you make a part out of plastic. What is that, Mike?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
it's 3D engineering.
Yeah, 3D engineering, 3D printing,
printing. There you go.
printing, 3D printing. So
I'm still hung on a
part,
Ford M16.
The part like that could be a 3D printed. I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
And-
And then they
and-
take that to make the mold, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know all of the processes
Okay.
involved in this, but yes, you're exactly right. As a matter of fact, there's a gal that I follow that is very talented.
Does she know that?
Mechan-
Is that one of the stalking charges?
That's it.
That's it. He's done.
She's mechanically skilled, and she buys all these high end, for me anyway. One was a laser cutter that she bought and made a gasket out of it. And you take a picture of the gasket, you put it in this machine, it scans it, and then once it gets scanned in there, then it actually laser cuts the material.
Yeah.
to make it absolute perfect, identical gasket.
Yeah, and you see these on these car shows that we've watched over the years that they have those devices, those machines that actually cut it out of wood or metal or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're getting
Etching.
less and less expensive and make it affordable for regular Joes
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Joes would be a really,
We would probably hurt ourselves with that somehow.
yeah, cut off a
Hey,
finger.
look at
Hey, what
this.
happened to your
Hey.
finger? I cut it off with a laser.
Yeah,
etcher.
With
but
holding
you
a
could
laser.
take your 3D printer then and make you another finger.
You know, that would be something that
Just
you'd go
saying.
to. You'd go to Neaterville and
In
have
3
that
days,
done.
not the 180 it normally takes.
That's it. You could make that middle finger longer if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's that.
Oh boy.
I'm quit right here. I'm not going any further.
You're not going to go any further?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that's probably a good thing. Yes, I've been thinking about maybe getting rid of the Corvette.
Yeah, you talked about and God bless you. Yeah, you deserve
Well,
something. Something you could be more
Something you
comfortable.
could
I can't
drive.
even believe that I'm even going to say this, but I'll be honest with you. I'm getting tired of shifting with
Well,
a clutch and my knees and getting in and out of the car,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had a Corvette since 1976.
Preaching to the choir.
All through the years, I've had several Corvettes, and I love the car. But, it comes a time you're going, that Cadillac CTS is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
a
could
little,
get something-
a little four-door sedan.
With your
a-
connections, you could find a real nice one.
yeah, it'd be used. I'm
Yeah.
not going to buy a
Yeah.
new one, but yeah, it'd be used. Something
That's part of that is that traffic that you drive in. Whenever I come over there and I'm driving a manual shift car, I mean, it's just by the time I get out of there, late afternoon traffic and stuff, and spend 2 hours on the loop or something, it's miserable driving a manual transmission in that
well,
kind of stuff.
and it's not so much the shifting part of it that I dislike. I mean, it is what it is, and I bought the car because it had a 6-speed manual transmission in it.
Right.
Well, that was then, and today is now. And I think I'd be well served in a nice sedan.
Yeah. But you have to be careful on a sedan too. Like Kathy's got the Lexus, and it's kind of low for me because I got a bad back, but it's kind of hard to get in for me as well in her car. My Buick, God save the Queen, it's just perfect.
Well, getting in to me is not too much of a problem. It's the getting out. I can fall into just about anything.
Okay.
I don't know as if you want to use the word fall in.
Well, if worse comes to worse.
Yeah. Well, there's that. It's not that I have a hard time getting in and out of the car. In for most times, I'll say that, but it is getting more difficult when you have to pick yourself up out of a seat that is probably about 6 inches above the concrete.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's that.
Or you could have the one like behind me there. See that? That's what my old car looked like, my Nova.
You know
Yeah,
about.
my 72 Nova. I had sport mirrors on mine, and I had the same kind of wheels, same stripe.
But the sport mirror, what year was yours?
Mine was a 72, but the mirrors came from a Camaro. They were new, the fancy sport mirrors on a Camaro. My dad got some, and we put those on the Nova.
Interesting.
Had them painted body color.
Well,
all
it's
that.
funny because when I ordered the 77 Corvette, I ordered it in 76, and I was unaware of the fact that they offered sport mirrors instead of those big chrome
Yeah,
things.
like what's on the one behind your head there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I wanted those sport mirrors. Well, I went back to the Chevrolet dealership, and they butchered
Oh my.
the inside of the door
Oh wow.
with a sawzall. Is all it was what it looked like to me, to get those mirrors on there.
Oh,
They didn't
man.
have to do
No, we
that,
did
but
it
they
in the
gave it to
garage.
somebody that didn't know what he was doing.
And in fact,
Clearly.
we painted them ourselves too. My dad had them painted and
Yeah,
put them on.
match the car.
Yeah.
That's a nice little
Good
custom
stuff.
touch. Though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Pro mod.
Let's see. Huh?
I turned it into a pro mod.
A pro mod. Yeah, it wouldn't go in a car show as unmolested car. You molested it. Those are not stock wheels on there either.
Yeah, he had a court orders reason he doesn't have it anymore.
Court order. Good point.
Mike's
All right,
on
just
fire.
ahead, we're going to have Jeff's racing calendar. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you this week's automotive news headlines. It's just ahead on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. We're back in a flash.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla. Eats pretty good. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show thanks you for 15 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcast, too, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.